All right, what is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another Black Desert video. So today we're going to be at Orbita once again after the changes to the Orbita spot. Well, also they changed, like, I think it was like bugged, but also Dark Knights got buffed a little bit, so I wanted to do a test and see what is different about it. And so yeah, we're gonna be trying that out. Let me buff up a little bit before we start, and let's pop one of these and one of those. What are we at? 300. Okay, cool. That said, everything I'm using, the usual EDANIA species, or EDANIA species, average deep sea, and yeah, I guess we'll use one of these. Why not, right? All right, let's do this. Let's go. I can't wait for the all-in-one preset that should have came out with this patch, but apparently it was delayed. So one of those things. Same with the whole painting thing, is also delayed as apparently it was bugged. So that's kind of crazy. So we have about 40,000 agris today. I was gonna do the video yesterday, but I was like, okay, well, the people who are doing it are using a full hour, so I figured, hey, might as well do that as well. All right. Also, it's nighttime right now, which means I have to be extra alert. This spot is kind of scary. I've seen people get clapped here at nighttime. So what they're doing next week is changing this spot. So you see how the tower or the Grave of Faith only goes down at like, what, 30% or something like that? Next week, they're increasing the health of that by 100%, but also making the tower go down at like, what, 65 or 50%? Essentially, it's going to feel the same. I don't really understand why they're changing it, but whatever, if they're going to increase the health of it. But either way, it's going to be changed next week, and it seemed like an odd change. So one thing a lot of people have asked me is there a way to do this safely? And one way you could grind this spot, it's not necessarily the most efficient, but people who want to grind it for like the crystal thingy, like this Jinn crystal, is when you pop the tower the second time and the third time, it'll spawn the golem. If you just get them weak enough to be able to burst them all three down, like let's say you leave them up and then go to all the towers, you won't get the golem, but you also get less trash loot, so it's not really efficient. You just learn the spot, in my opinion. But that's one way you can avoid the golem if you wanted to. Oh yeah, I should probably turn this on. So I average about 7 of these Jinn crystals an hour, but the only thing that we really care about is going for the crystallized things to upgrade your light stones and then your Jinn things to Hans, but that's just a time-consuming upgrade. Usually I'm able to kill the golem before he does the slam, but it's nighttime and I gotta be extra careful. But yeah, in case you guys don't know how to grind the spot or first time seeing it, basically 3 towers go up. The first set of 3 are light towers, and the ones that are glowing more are the ones you pop first. You get them to the tower and AoE it down. Then you get a few waves of them in the center with the towers down. Then you'll see a notification that like there's a darkness or something. That means the second set of 3 towers are the dark ones. You stand inside the white and orange AoEs, which gives you a buff that you can see right here. The Orbita's light, and then the next one will be Orbita's like darkness or whatever it's called. I'll show you when we get there. But yeah, white circle good, orange circle good, red bad, the usual. Okay, so you see this darkness one? So anything that isn't glowing like this one, you'll see like dimmer lights, those are gonna turn red. And then you stand behind those crystals and then AoE it down. So what I see a lot of people doing is locking their hundreds, holding their E buff or whatever, Q buff, whatever, until this golem comes out on the second one. And then the first one is pretty easy. Like it's just a bunch of waves, no golem. When it explodes, I have to stand here and wait for the trash loot, but aside from that, like what you would do is go here and pop towers. Okay, so as you guys can see right now, I have Orbita's light buff again, but it's a red one. And so you could just kill the tower or make it pop, or you could kill the golem with it. Ultimately it's just whatever. I would recommend just dropping your AoEs and hoping for the best. Move to the third one. So 3 towers each of them, and then you go to the middle. The only difference between me with the EDANIA crystal, or that gives species damage, is I get to play a little bit more defensively because that gives species damage, and that means I get to put in like extra, you know, defense crystals and boost myself from about 8k to 10k health, which is kind of a lot actually. All right, so what happens now? All your towers are down, all 6 of them, and then you just fight waves until the middle tower goes up. And then you fight a Titan boss, and then that's the cycle, and you repeat. Nighttime, kind of scary, believe it or not. I would recommend, like, unless you are alert and locked in, play a little bit more defensive. Like, you don't have to have the extra 2% attack speed in here unless you're like actually locked in. I would rather have the extra like 1700 health from the crystals, because if you get slammed by this, it's not great. Clean. That yellow one, or the orange AoE circle, that one's safe to stand in. It took me a while to figure that out too, because you know you're just used to not standing in bad, so it's like get out of everything. But that one's safe. It also stuns them and gives you a damage bonus. I hate how they get farther and farther away. Okay, so you'll see when they all turn orange like this, that means the middle tower is going to go up and attackable. What I would recommend for all of you guys is just try to AoE everything down, and the more waves you can get of ads, the more trash loot, obviously. But just try to AoE that tower, get everything you can in as much as you can, and you're good. It will get a little bit overwhelming in about like 30 seconds, but then Just make sure to not get hit by them. If you get like stun locked, it's kind of crazy. They're fixing that next week, by the way. The Titan, it's gonna have a smaller radius of hit. When in doubt, just try to back attack him and then you're good to go. Some days I can get it without too much trouble. Some days it takes a little bit longer. All right, so this phase, after you kill the Titan, you have about like 30 seconds of downtime. The waves will burst and you just get free loot, so that's cool. Yeah, now that we have downtime, I'll just show you, like, you get a lot of these, all of you who are trying to get your fallen gods up. I sell the silent ones because I don't need it, but what we're here for is these crystallized energies. They allow you to upgrade your lightstones and artifacts. So you see how my strike crystal's amplified, that's what you use it on. I also did this to upgrade my first Han crystal. Usually you just have Jins, and then it's like 4 AP to 7, so I guess it matters, but not until we get higher end EDANIA spots. Yeah, this is downtime. And what I am going for, so we have one more title to go for, and then the fourth one, and then we're good. That was the entire cycle of mechanics, and you just do this 4 more times, or like, it took me about 12 minutes a cycle. I know some faster classes can do it in like 9 or 10 minute cycles, but not Dark Knight. Well, at least not me. It's probably the skill issues. So grouping things up, killing the golem quicker than before the burst will save you a lot of time. That's just something I have to practice on. Yeah, nighttime especially, you kind of want to dodge those. Kind of scary. Usually I'd go on, but I want my loot. You never know. I would worry about more on the smaller ads than the golem, and the tower will take care of it, but ultimately if you can get them both. Five pets in 2025 is not enough. Another Jin crystal. Oh, crystallized of end times. That's what we want. I like those. Those are really, like, I don't know. Like, you know how the Jin crystals are about 7 an hour? The end time crystals are so random, in my opinion. Sometimes I get like 10 an hour. Sometimes I get like 4. But the Jins are pretty consistent. And then we just hope to get debos and everything. The more debos you get an hour here, better, obviously. I think grouping them up is probably the best thing, especially if we play like a bigger AoE class. You will do just fine here. But yeah, I'm excited to see what is going to happen next week with the tower change. Is it going to be better or worse? Hopefully better, and like it doesn't feel as tedious nuking the tower down. But I assume it's going to feel the same. Won't use that too early. It's fine. I personally like the bigger spots. The one where the towers are more spread out and not near against the wall. Because, like, I can't get back attacks when they're against the wall like this as easily. So I want to try a different spot sometime, but this is the only one that was open. Overlapping AoE scares me sometimes, especially at nighttime. Well, it's no more nighttime. 3 more minutes. Am I still at 300? Okay. I really hope one day they allow us to sell these Jin crystals. Especially to the newer players going in. Like, for me, after you get the crystal, these are just worth like 8 mil to me. I'm not selling them in the hopes that they make them sellable one day. But realistically, I hope one day newer players are going to be able to get them without grinding here. It helps newer players, and for everyone else, it's just free money. Only one. Unlucky. I want to save my E buff for Titan. Whoever put that rock there, that's the biggest troll in this spot. Dude, the fact that that keeps teleporting is like the worst thing. I hope, Prolibus, if you watch my video, send this to the Korean team so the teleport stomp thing actually stops. I think they're fixing that in the next update, but I will absolutely test this once again. That was the worst boss that didn't give me any major loots from that. And that was a low roll in loot, I believe. Holy unlucky. I think getting a low roll on that boss drop is the difference between like a couple thousand loot an hour total. I can't wait for this painting to be ready to go. These are all the treasure item spots. Dude, I can't wait to never grind Upper Sakraya ever again, like, and get my merchant ring piece. Good lord. It's so bad. Ooh, those are my favorite things to get now. I think I need a couple thousand more of them to upgrade all my crystals and light stones. I hope the next grind spot, the Sork looking boss, has a grind spot that's not no back attacks. Like, I want to use Vicious Shadows more. Okay, all 3 towers down. Yeah, if I could do that every time without it doing the explosion, that's trash up an hour. Yeah, overall, this spot, things hit hard, but ultimately, it's not like a mechanically difficult spot. You do it for 1 hour, you'll be like, oh, I get the hang of it. It's not crazy. It's just things hit hard, especially at nighttime. Keep thinking the golem's gonna spawn earlier, and I'm hoping to catch it midway. Oh well. Minus trash loot. The whole no back attack thing with these towers is what gets you. Vicious Shadows would be excellent. You know what's funny is if you do the weekly bosses, what is it? I think Jigwe, the fire golem, you know those orbs in the party boss? Those are back attackable, but these towers aren't. Drops are terrible today. The RNG is not great. No debos, not too many crystals. Oh, I say that and I get one. So all you have to do is complain. Got it. I definitely don't want another one or a straight Jin crystal. The Jin species thing. I think I have like 25 hours in here, and I had to earn my 100 pieces. I didn't get lucky. Some people did, but not me. I can't wait till next week. They're making that change so guild enhancements never pop up, or you can turn the setting off. Can't wait to never see someone enhancing Tuvala again. Great day. Also, can you believe these Mystic Beasts are 50 mil each? I feel so bad every time I use them. I'm like, dang, I should have just not. But sometimes you forget. That's the only time I use them, when I forget to take a actual house buff. Which is, I'm convinced that Prolobes knew that, and the new area in EDANIA doesn't have any houses. And I'm just like, I see. You want people to actually go farming and hunting. That thing just like charged me. Let me I was at 5,000 health and I don't know how much that hurts. I just know it hurts. See, how many do I need, actually? I am at 19. I need 30. So So what I'm gonna do next is get my Vicious Shadows Strike Crystal to 1.5. Same with this one. I have amplified. So in preparation for the next spot. Crit damage is really nice. You know what you guys could do if you run out of things to buy? Oh, the Cron Stones. Those are always nice. I'm actually surprised I haven't gotten any of the distorteds this hour. Usually I get like 4 or 5 of them. Not that they sell, but usually I get them. This hour has been pretty wonky. I don't know. I think it's a bad hour. We low rolled on Titan drops. Ooh. And are my pets on agile? They are. They're just slow. I think that thing skipped a phase. Like it usually does like one more thing and then the explosion. And it just went straight to explosion. What even is this lightning AoE? It's like, it's so weird. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, I thought I could hit it before I hit 100. And, like, the second I hit my 100, same second I hit my lunacy. Unlucky. I hope the next boss they do for Calamity 8 to 10 is a blue boss. I think Sangashi is probably the most fair boss that if you lose to it, it's on you. Otherwise, Bamboo Legion was probably a very good easy one. Sometimes I can't tell where the back of this golem is. I'm just like hitting it from the front, minus damage. I've seen people make like 5 bill an hour here, and that was with like a lot of depos, but like the fact that it's possible is kind of insane. 5 bill an hour is huge. Well, Titan spawning soon. Dude, every time. I can't wait till next week. You saw that Titan teleport? If it just dropped in the same location, that's like a second of free damage. Next week, though. It's in the Global Lab notes. Above average Jin crystals this hour. I don't even know what the average for crystallized are, not gonna lie. Oh, another one. Well, I'm not gonna sell these, but I hope they become sellable one day. That way I can turn these into the things and just give it to you guys, back to the community, so you guys don't have to struggle. We got about like a little under 20 minutes left of this grind. We'll do, I think it's 3 minutes and then one more harmony, and we're good. I'm just excited to get this final title. I wish I knew how many I got total. I wish there was a tracker. I should actually start doing bosses again. I do the morning light ones, but I should probably get back into the regular world ones. That way I can get more like boss boxes for weapons. I just don't like things spawning in the corners. Does make it weird to do back attacks. So like, I want everything centered. That's why I like the bigger spots, even if the towers are a little bit further away from each other. Like, if that makes sense. Back attack's good. Sure would be nice to get a Debo accessory here, preferably an earring, because those are the most expensive ones. You see some people get like 5 an hour, and then there's people like me get 0 and unlucky drops. Save my E buff for a second tower. Oh my god, I stood in bad. I'm not risking that with like 40%. See, that right there is a perfect example of I choose survivability over that 2% extra attack cast speed from Lucas. Someone would have lost a crystal. I didn't. I lost one whale tendon potion. I think I win. What you want to do in the case of you messed up and the golem is so far away is you burst that tower down as fast as possible. Stop giving me those. Give me the other crystals. No, stop. Give me the other one. You gonna teleport? No, it didn't teleport. Okay. Well, we may have gotten 13 of these, but we got 8 of them. Got 9 of them. I think, wait, hold on. How many do we need? We need 2 more in 8 minutes. Yeah, just give me 2 more. And I could turn my second, my Vicious Shadow set into an amplified. I'm actually convinced the burst from that light doesn't count towards the title. Like, it's only ones you kill. I don't know why, but you know when you first grind a spot, it's like, here, kill 1,000 of them and then 3,000 for like a quest reward or whatever. That didn't match up with the patch notes. Like 5,000 was different, or 10,000. So I'm actually convinced. I don't know how to prove it, but I think some other people who haven't grinded here, you could prove it. Oh, wait, pause. Let's not pop our 100 just yet. Now we've popped 100. Let's not almost die again here in the narrow corner. Oh, we got our first one 50 minutes into the grind. Very cool. Six more minutes. 2 more crystals, please. I wish the red AoE would go away if you killed it before the explosion. It stresses me out. Is that all 3 of them? Yeah, that's all 3. What the heck? I think I should be able to do one more cycle in 5 minutes, or to finish up the cycle. How do people get these to group up so easily? I use my E buff now so I could set the cooldown, so I should be able to have one more before my harmony ends. You see how they're coming out of the walls like that? That's what's wrong with this spot. The towers are too close to it, and it's hard to get back attacks. Wait, that tower? No, I was like, wait a second. Is that all three? No, it's two of them. Low rolled on loot for that. $20.3 so far. I got like a minute or so. I'm gonna do the rest of the wave and then Titan, and then we'll call the hour because no one just leaves at the end. Come on, give me one more crystal. Dang, I'm gonna run out of harmony and things during the Titan fight. Oof. Fine. Got to be a little bit careful. But it's not worth popping another 50 mil just to do one phase. I have to actually be a little bit more careful with this one just because I don't have any regen. Like, I have no buffs going on right now. It's kind of scary, actually. It's like, keeps me alert. All right, cool. We're gonna wait for the phase to end. We got 9 of these, 14 crystals. That's double. And about we'll calculate the totals after this one. Wonder how many more hours until I get this title. Probably like 5 more hours, maybe? I don't know. Good. Let's calculate our totals. We used about 32,000 agris. Let me pull out the calculator. A little under 22,000. Let me see. 21,934 times, how much is this? 140,600. 3 bill in trash loot. I don't sell these, but we'll calculate it into the total. So we got, let's see, about 100 Capris. That's like 95. So we got 3 bill, 95 is like, let's just say 300. Wait, no, that's 3.3 plus another 0.27. And then these don't really sell, but for the sake of adding them. And then plus another 80, 102. Plus these 220, or it's 22. Yeah, okay, so I would say a little bit under 4 billion, so about like 3.9. Yeah, so all of that is about 3.9 billion after calculations without any devos. So yeah, 32,000 agris, a little under 4 billion. I think that's good. All right, well, with that said, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys later. Peace.